Good morning, girls and boys. This is Mr. Giamini. We're going to work on some multiplication of decimals today. I thought I'd show you a quick video to remind you how to do this from last year. If I take a look at the first problem, it's 1 and 47/100ths times 1 and 2/10. First thing to realize about when multiplying decimals is I do not have to line up the decimals. Okay, I tend to think that I put the numbers as far as over to the right as I can and just put the digits in line, but I do not have to line up the decimals. Okay, so I'm going to take 1 and 47/100ths times 1 and 2/10. First thing I tend to do is I say, hey, look, if I start from the far right, this decimal is over 2 places to the left. So I'm going to put a little 2 here and circle it. I look at 1 and 2/10. If I start from the far right, the decimal point is over 1 spot. So I'm going to put a 1 here and circle it. I'm going to combine those two numbers. I'm going to add them. 2 plus 1 equals 3. Okay, I'm going to put a little star next to that number because I'm going to need that later on. Now I'm going to go to some multiplication. I'm going to start in my tenths place. I'm going to take my tenths times the hundredths up here. So 7 times 2 gives me 14. I regroup my 110. I have 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 gives me 9. Nothing to carry over. 2 times 1 gives me 2. Okay, I am now done multiplying that 2 in the tenths place. I'm going to cross it out. I do not want to use it again, but I'm going to put a 0 down here to hold its place value. So it's still important to the problem in that it maintains this place value, but I'm done multiplying by the 2. I now go to the ones place and times that by everything up top. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 4 is 4. And 1 times 1 is 1. Okay, my next step, I'm almost done, is to add all these together. Okay, 4 plus 0. 4 plus 0 gives me 4. 9 plus 7. 9 plus 7 gives me 16. I would group that 110 up top here. 4 plus 2 is 6. So 4 plus 2 is 6 plus the 1 that I had regrouped over gives me 7. And then 1 plus nothing gives me 1. Now I'm going to go back to that star I had. So I see it's a 3. Now what that means, I'm going to move that decimal over 3 places to the left starting from the far right. Because remember, I don't line up the decimals in multiplication. I just take the numbers, I put them as far over as I can, and end up lining digits underneath each other. Not in place value, just underneath each other. And I go 3 places, because I have that 3 up here, because there's 2 decimal places here, 1 decimal place over here from the right to the left. So I'm going to move it over 3 spots. 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to put my decimal between my 1 and 7. So now I have 1 and, I just read this number as it is, 764, and that 4 is in the thousands place. So it's 1 and 764 thousandths. And if I go back to the problem to begin with, it was 1 and 47/100ths times 1 and 2/10. This really becomes 1 times 1. Well, 1 times 1 gives me 1. But this is a little bit larger than 1, not completely a 2 yet, and this is just barely larger than 1. So I know that my answer, when I multiply this out, will give me something around 1, but not larger than 2. So my answer is 1 and 764 thousandths. Hope this helps you out on your homework tonight. Take care.